me. Go ahead and at this point, just do a grade correction and put it in my basket, okay? Because I have moved on. All right, friends, today we're going to talk about fractions and decimals on a number line, which means that we're going to be talking about positive and negative fractions and decimals and then comparing them to each other. So who gets a little bit anxious when they hear me talk about negative numbers? Okay, but you've been exposed to them before, right? We started in 4th grade, we started talking about them. And I think you dealt with negatives a little bit last year, maybe like this much. You guys remember? Yeah. Maybe like this much, maybe this much. Yeah, probably not this much. No. All right. Well, in 6th grade, you're gonna talk about negatives about this much. Okay, so let's talk through a scenario where we might use negatives. All right. We're presented with a problem in front of us. It says a dam has sprung a leak. Let's hope it's not horse tooth, right? I would be bad. Each time the water level in the dam is measured, it has fallen by 1/2 of a meter. Oh. Okay. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. That's kind of a lot. All right. So we're going to start at, it's 3 meters. All right. The water level in the dam measures 3 meters. And if we lose 1/2 meter between times that it's measured, what's it going to be next time, guys? Rajveer. Good. If it loses another 1/2 meter, all the way in this, loses another 1/2 meter, where are we going to be? It's at 2.5 meters now. Next time we measure it, it's going to be at, Cecilia, 2 meters. And we lose another 1/2. Now what is it at? Mira?
It's going to be at 1.5 meters.
Yep, 1.5 meters. Ashlyn N, what's the next time? 1. Okay. We lose another 1/2 meter. Morgan, what happens? Now we're at 1/2 of a meter. We lose another 1/2 meter. What's going to happen? Olive? Well, it's actually not. Look at this. Look at the markings on the side. For some reason, they chose to measure, like mark this at 0, like when it's not completely empty. Don't ask me why. All right, so what happens now? It's going to be at what meters? McKinley? Well, I think we're still at 0. Yeah, we're going to be at 0 now. Now what? Next time, Tommy? Negative 1/2. Good. Now what? We're at negative 1/2. Olive? Negative 1. Oh, my PowerPoint stops there. All right. So we're at negative 1/2. And then Olive said next time it would be at negative 1, right? Okay. Okay. So we're at negative 1/2. Let's stop there for a second. I don't think there's anything for you guys to, maybe there is something for you to write yet there. Yeah. Go ahead and write that down. Is negative 1/2 less than 1/4? Cameron? Yes, it is, right? Why is it less than 1/4? Because 1/2 is normally bigger than 1/4, isn't it? Yeah. But why is negative 1/2 less than 1/4? Macy? Because it's less than 0, right? Yep, good. Yeah, Michael?
I understand this mathematically, but logically, how is the water going to
like, what's the application?
Like, no, but I'm talking about like the water level. How is it going to go to negative 1 meter?
So I don't know what the application of this particular problem would be. Like, why would, I agree with you, like in a dam, why would we measure 0 here instead of like when it's completely empty? Agreed. But let's think about sea level. Okay, so sea level would be 0, right? And if we were to go below sea level, we would be going into like maybe we would go, 1 meter below sea level, that would be negative 1. Does that make a little bit of sense?
Yeah.
Or if we were talking about, maybe the better way to say that would be like, if we're talking about altitude, sea level would be sea level. If we go above sea level, then we're, I don't know, 100 feet, an altitude of 100 feet or whatever. But if we're below sea level, then if we're talking about altitude, we'd be in the negatives, right? So that would be the application there. Negatives do have applications in real life. I agree. This isn't the best one though. It's kind of weird. Okay, so Macy, you answered -1/2, or Cameron, I think it was you, who answered -1/2 is less than 1/4. Good job, Cameron. Because -1/2 is less than 0. Let's hide these little things here so we don't have to deal with those. Okay. Now we just decided to be slow. Oh, there we go. All right, so Ariel decides to draw a vertical number line and write some numbers on it. She writes the following. She writes 1/5 at H, 1 2/5 at C, -1/5 at I, and -1 4/5 at P. At what point, so what letter on the number line should Ariel write each of these numbers? 2/5. What letter is at 2/5, you guys? What letter is at 2/5? And go ahead and write that into your notes. Dorothy? Good. So let's go ahead and write 2/5 right there next to G. Oh, actually, you guys can just write the letter next to your 2/5.
Yeah.
How about 3/5? What letter is at 3/5? Owen? Yeah, great job. F. How about 4/5? Rajveer? Good. How about -1 3/5? I have to look at that one myself really quick. Okay, Jace? O is correct. Good job. Okay, Dorothy.
Where you put F, I think it would actually be K because this is a negative.
Because what?
It's a negative. This yes.
It is a negative. You're right. I overlooked that. I'm sorry. Thank you. Okay, somebody help me fill these out again. At 2/5 was what? Okay, and then let's fix 3/5 because that Dorothy was right. That's a negative in front of it. What's at -3/5? What is it? Yeah.
K.
K. Good job. And at 4/5 was what? E. Okay, and then we had -1 3/5 was O. Good job, guys. Okay. Oh, sorry. So using numbers on the number line, give examples of the following. We're going to write a couple inequalities here. And this is, we can do several. So let's start with one. Blank is greater than blank. Let's just write two numbers on the number line where one is greater than the other. Rajveer. Great, I love it. Do you notice that I'm putting parentheses around my negatives? Okay, here's the deal. I want you guys to do that. The reason is when we start adding and subtracting with negatives, it's going to be so much easier for you to the sign with the number if you put parentheses around your negative. So please do that. All right, let's do another one. Blank is less than blank. Macy. Sure, -1/5 is less than 1/5. I love it. Good job, guys. Okay, let's open up our textbooks to page 40. And you're going to do numbers 1A and B. And 2A and 2B. The first one says, at what point should Billy write each of these numbers? And the first one is 0.8, according to the number line in your book. Morgan, what letter should we write there? E, great job. How about number, oh, you know what? My numbers are reversed. I'm going, your textbook goes down and I went across, or your textbook goes across, I went down. But number 2, it says -0.8. What should we write there? Stella? Good. Number 3 says 1.6. Cecilia? B. I'm really having trouble here. My computer is all over the place. Okay. What did you say, Cecilia? B? Good. And number 4, what do I write there? Dorothy?
Oh.
Great job. Anybody struggling with that at all? Or yeah, go ahead, Piper.
Sure. I got G.
For the first one?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you look at your number line, find 0, okay? And then H is at, is at 2/10. Do you see that? And then G is at 4/10. F is at 6/10, and then E is at 8/10. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Maybe your eye just kind of jumped around on that one. All right, who's got some inequalities that they could share? Let's see here. Who haven't I called on yet? Ashlyn Mason. Blank is greater than blank. What do you have? It said using the numbers on the number line, complete the sentences. I love it. 1.8 is greater than negative 1.8. Great job. Okay, let's do another one. Lucy Cole. Great. Whoops. Negative is smaller than 2/10. Nice job. How are we doing with this?
Good.
We're doing all right? Give me a thermometer, everybody. Let me see all of the thumbs in the air. Hold them up high. Don't put your elbows on your desk. All right. Okay. Okay. If you had your thumb to the side, let's try to think of a question that we can ask to clarify. How can we clarify? Go ahead. No. I'll come around. All right, I'll come around. Go ahead and open up your workbooks to workbook exercise 3. And we're going to go through a couple together real quick.